Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a squat and a deadlift, and I'm going to show you one landmark on your body which will massively help you determine which is which. So there are many differences when it comes to determining a squat from a deadlift, but a great pointer I got from the great and powerful Jordan Shallow was looking at the pelvis as a landmark. So if you look at the pelvis as a landmark during a squat and a deadlift, during a squat, you want horizontal, no you don't, you want vertical translation of the pelvis. So you want to look at the pelvis, and if the pelvis is going up and down, that's a good sign that you're utilizing a squat pattern. And again, if you look at the pelvis during a deadlift, you want horizontal translation of the pelvis. So you want to look at the pelvis as a landmark, and if it's going backwards and forwards, then that is more indicative of a hinge pattern or a deadlift. So by looking at that simple landmark and seeing whether the pelvis is translating horizontally or whether it's translating vertically, by determining this, you will determine which muscles are being recruited. So during a squat pattern, so up and down, you're going to recruit the front of the legs and a bit of the bum. And when the pelvis moves backwards and forwards, so horizontally, you're going to be using the back of the legs and again the bum. So if you want a well-rounded physique, you want to make sure you are utilizing the correct patterns to utilize the correct muscles. So you're probably just thinking, if I squat, I'll just use my squatting muscles, and if I deadlift, I'll use my deadlifting muscles. And in a perfect world, that would be the case, but some people's squats look like this. And as you can see here, the translation of my pelvis is more horizontal than it is vertical. So if you think I'm actually squatting, but I'm actually using my deadlifting muscles or my hinging muscles. So if your squat looks like this, then you are using the wrong muscles. So this is where we need to change our squats to look more like a squat. That way we will be recruiting the correct muscles, and we're going to have a well-rounded physique like we want. So we want to have a balanced physique. So how do we make our squat look more like a squat? And here it is. So if you look at this video, as you can see, I'm holding the weight out in front of me. So this is creating a counterbalance, which allows my torso to stay dead upright, and my knees will travel further over my toes, which allows my pelvis to translate vertically, not horizontally, allows it to travel vertically more easily. So just by simply loading the weight in front of you and creating that counterbalance will allow you to get into a better squat pattern. So another way to create greater vertical translation of the pelvis would to stick a heel wedge in under your heels, or for example some weight plates like in this video. So as you can see, my heels are on the weight plates, which allows my knees to travel further forward, which allows more vertical translation of the pelvis. Therefore, you are putting more emphasis on the squatting muscles, so the front of the legs and again the bum. So this is another way to make your squat look more like a squat. Okay, so now moving on to the deadlift. This is one of the reasons I don't think the conventional deadlift, don't shoot me, I don't think the conventional deadlift is a very good exercise. For example, if you look at this video, if you watch my pelvis is not only horizontally translating, it is also vertically translating. So we are not really recruiting one set of muscles, we're kind of recruiting everything. So it's okay because we are using everything, so it's a very good exercise. It's a compound exercise, so we are using a lot of muscles. But if you're specifically trying to target a muscle, so for example, you're trying to target the hinging muscles, the deadlifting muscles, so down the backside of your legs, then this isn't really the best exercise for it. You would be better off utilizing a RDL or a Romanian deadlift, like in this video. So as you can see in this video, my pelvis is purely translating horizontally. So this is going to be recruiting the correct muscles. And also one of the tips I like on this is push your pelvis back or your bum back to the point you can't push it back anymore. And that is where the exercise stops. So you don't need to try and reach the bar to the floor. By reaching the bar to the floor, you will put more stress on your lower back. Just think about pushing your bum back as far as you can, and that will be utilizing the correct muscles, and that should be where you stop the exercise. This also goes for the stiff leg deadlift. So the stiff leg deadlift is slightly different to the RDL. Obviously, you just have a little stiffer legs, so there is less of a knee bend. So this puts more of an emphasis on the hamstring, so the back of the legs. Hopefully this video has been of help. If it has, please like it, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Cheers, guys.